What is good, y'all? Back at it again. We got the Dynasty Superflex mock draft going on as usual every Wednesday night. We didn't do a rookie draft tonight. We're just gonna do a startup Dynasty mock. We've got some landing spots for the rookies so that we can have some fun. We'll go over those real quick before we start. We got about 10 minutes until we start it up. Let's check out some of these landing spots. Well, there's a couple trades that happen here. Bears trade down, Panthers trade up, Mac Jones goes to the Raiders. Wow, okay. Keenan Allen is released with the Chiefs. That's crazy. Lamar Jackson to the Falcons. Anyway, we got CJ Stroud comes off the board at 1 to the Colts. So CJ Stroud is a Colts. We've got Bryce Young is a Texan. And Anthony Richardson is a Panther. So the first 3 picks off the board are QB. See what else we got here. So we get down to pick number 8. Looks like the Ravens go after Will Levis. Yes, in this they don't keep Lamar. We've got JSN to the Chargers. That's a big deal. I love that. That's what I've been hoping for JSN. I think he fits in perfectly. Um, Justin Herbert. So would be a beautiful spot. And they wound up picking him all the way at 10 here. Like there's a couple trades that happened. And then 2 spots later, we've got Quentin Johnson to the Texans. So you've got Quentin Johnson and Bryce Young end up teaming up on the Texans here. What else happened? We've got Michael Mayer comes off early. He goes to the Packers in this one. Zay Flowers goes to the Patriots. They would do something like that. I mean, Zay Flowers is a good player, but to get picked 14th overall, I think that is a major stretch. What else has happened? You've got Bijan goes to the Bills here, so that's big. That's big. Bijan going to the Bills, I think that's almost not even fair. Sec. So yeah, Bijan goes to the Bills. Jordan Addison goes to the Ravens. So you've got Zay Flowers winds up going ahead of Jordan Addison here. Addison to the Ravens, which is, I mean, it's not a horrible spot, I guess. We've got Kincaid to the Giants. We've got Josh Downs to the Cowboys. That could be the little perfect receiver they need to go along with CeeDee Lamb. I like that. Like that. Oh, Gibbs has got to be coming up. Tank Dell goes to the Titans pretty early in the second round. Not in love with that either. I thought he caught the ball really well at the combine, but I wasn't impressed with the size. Jameer Gibbs to the Titans. There you go, taking over for Derrick Henry, I guess. We're going to take over for Derrick Henry eventually. We got, let's see, Rashid Rice to the Packers. Okay, so they wound up going after another wide receiver in the second round. We've got Hendon Hooker to the Lions. That's not bad at all either. If they ever decide to get off of Jared Goff. DJ Spears to the Bears. Okay, do they re-sign Monty? Do they not? Luke Musgrave to the Lions. They got to fill in that TJ Hawkinson spot, and Musgrave is a great pass catcher. I like that. Like that. Michael Wilson to the Giants. Not in love with that at all. Jalen Jalen Hyatt to the Cardinals. Goes winds up going really late compared to what he's been going. Wasn't as fast as we thought he was going to be at the combine. I think it was like a 4.4. We thought he was going to be faster than that, but he goes to the Panthers here. Not too bad. So the Panthers get Anthony Richardson and Jalen Hyatt. Chiefs go with Darnell Washington. Bears go with Nakua. Okay, that's not bad. Tank Bigsby to the Cardinals. That's a nice move for Tank, especially with Connor aging like that. This draft's about to start. We got 5 more minutes. We'll start up this draft. Everybody should be getting in soon. Craft to the Dolphins, not bad. Okay, I like that. Tucker Craft, a good little sneaky tight end, deep tight end class this year. And Reed to the Lions, Deuce Vaughn to the Bucks. I mean, Deuce Vaughn, 5'5". I mean, seriously, that's just tiny. I had to move him like way down. A.T. Perry to the Seahawks, not bad. Not bad. Big guy. I know Lockett is aging, but they got DK as the big guy over there. I would think they want another smaller guy. I don't know. A.T. Perry particularly fits that. Kingshawn Boutte to the Ravens. Boutte did not look good at the combine. He still has like a ton of upside. I mean, if he can get into the right place where they can really focus on him. Charbonnet to the Bengals. Oh my God. That is just it's a sick spot. That's a sick spot. Jack Parker Washington to the Panthers. I like Parker Washington. Kenny McIntosh to the Eagles. Xavier Hutchinson, another guy I like, goes to the Chiefs in this one. That's a good spot. Yeah. Dorian Thompson goes to the Commanders. Really late. Trey Palmer to the Browns. Okay. And Laporta to the 49ers. Ooh. With an aging and always hurt Kittle. Okay. Okay. So some crazy good spots. In this mock draft that we'll be going with for the rookies, just to have a little bit of fun. We have a little bit of fun with it. We'll start this up in 3 minutes. We'll start this up. Uh, we'll see what kind of strategies people are using. Guys, don't forget this is a uh, flex mock draft. This is not one QB. There's really no other way to play other than super flex nowadays. I just feel like one QB is like not even fun anymore. I mean, we got a ton of these, especially these younger kids. They got these one QB, like start eight. Like two receivers, two running backs, and one flex, and it's just hard to trade. Like there's not a lot of trades that go on, or you just need bangers, and I just feel like it's not fun. Like the guys you're choosing between to start every week, it's like it's not even fun. Like they're all superstars. Uh, Delano said the mock is wild. Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is wild. We're about to start in a couple of minutes, but Hutchinson to the Chiefs after that. McIntosh to the Eagles. Just kind of remember this as we draft, and I'll go back to it as people pick rookies. But Cabernet to the Bengals. That's a nice spot. Bryce Young. We've got Anthony Richardson to the Panthers. ASN to the Chargers. We've got Dijon to the Bills. Charbonnet to the Bengals. And Johnson to the Texans to go along with Bryce Young there. Mayer to the back. Zay Flowers to the Patriots. I don't know. I don't see that. Is he really going to get picked that early? I mean, I don't see him as that being that good. We got almost everybody in here. at 10:30, 9:30. I what they talking about? 30 Eastern, 7:30 PS. Right. Let's start that boy up. 9:30. I don't know what time it is. It depends where everybody's at, of course. But all right, we got the 101 here in this Dynasty mock. Let's see what is good. Start you on the clock. AJ comes off the board at the 1-1. Super flex, guys. See what goes on here at the 1-2. AJ going at the 1-1 is wild for super flex. I don't know if Slurks did that purposely or what. But hey, however you want to build your team, right? There's no right or wrong way in Dynasty, right? However you want to build your team, there's many different strategies. You're going for the win now. You're going for the, um, you're going for a little bit of a mixture of older players and younger players. Are you going straight, win now with the older players? Are you going straight? You going straight, young? I It says it in here. Parolee, what's good, Parolee? What's good, brother? Shit, I'm actually on the clock. I gotta take Burrow. Burrow's my third QB off the board. But yeah, he's my third QB coming off the board is Burrow. It's got to be Mahomes, Allen, Burrow. However you want to kind of slice it after that, you can put Hurts and then Herbert. You can put Herbert and then Hurts. Um, for me, those are the automatic kind of next two guys. Then you've got the Trevor Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, all the Murrays and Deshaun Watsons of the world. Let's see what happens here. Let's see where people are at. Because after that, after like Burrow, or not even, after like Mahomes and Allen, or however you have it, whether you got Allen ahead of Mahomes, however you want to slice it, typically, like after that, there's a big like disconnect as far as who goes after that. Is it Burrow? Is it Hurts? Is it Herbert? For me, it's easily Burrow, but you can't argue if you put Hurts up there, obviously with the rushing upside. Justin Fields, and then Trevor Lawrence. So this is kind of typical. I mean, for me, I have Trevor Lawrence ahead of Justin Fields. I'm not just there yet with Fields. See, see what happens. Guess we're getting on auto pick for this one. Not getting in here. Everybody else should be here, so we should be Gucci. But yeah, so now what do we do at our next pick, right? Second round. I mean, we're in the fourth slot, so coming back around. I mean, we can go QB if QB falls. We can go wide receiver. We've got to see who's there, especially in Superflex. I love getting two top 12 QBs, if that's a possibility in those first two rounds. If you have the opportunity to, I think you've got to take advantage of it because you get some of these QBs afterward once, the season's, in play, once the draft is over. I mean, you got to pay 3, 4 first round picks for some of these top QBs in Superflex league. So, Bijan, mind the Bijan pick there. I mean, I think by the time the actual season is here, he's going to actually be going up in there in the back end of that first round. He's already going early second round, easy. But as we get closer and as he gets a team, I mean, in this particular mock, we're going off of just having a little fun with the rookies. Bijan goes to the Bills. Mock, which is pretty sick. Some good spots. JSN goes to the Chargers. So there goes Lamar. Still got Kyler Murray on the board. You still got Deshaun Watson. You still got Dak. Tua is becoming more and more of a question mark as we go on. Didn't think he'd be as much of a question mark as he is. I guess it's, just because of the injury. But at the same time, I mean, really going to be that bad? Is he going to get concussed again? Where yeah, that'd be rough. Big Diaz goes here. When Deshaun Watson, let's see what he does. Goes Dak, okay. Goes Dak. We got CD and Jalen Waddle that come off next. We got two wide receivers, JC here, Lamb and Waddle, which I mean I love. I love the combo. He's got no QB, so let's see how he winds up ending this draft. Well, good Spurge. All right, so Brees Hall. Wow, we go Bijan and Brees for Mook over here. We've got Lamar. We've got CMC comes off the board next. A little T-Law CMC combo there. It looks like not everybody is pressed to grab that second QB. I mean, Kyler Murray is hurt and he's fallen now. I mean, to the mid second. I mean, just an injury. He's still 25 years old. He's still got three top 10 seasons, including a top five season. I mean, ego. I figured he wasn't going to fall, all the way to me there. But Bryce and CJ still here. You've got Tua, those T Higgins. I feel like I almost have to. Well, I actually don't, unless all of these guys take QBs. Bryce, CJ. See, I just don't want to get stuck without QBs. I mean, so, let's go Bryce here. You go Bryce or CJ either way, but I gotta at least look up the other QB. Look, I mean, the fall off is way too much, and I don't want to be stuck in the middle with one of these questionable guys. I think Bryce Young and CJ Stroud are pretty safe QB wise. Kyler Murray is definitely a steal there at 2.7. I mean, it's very rare that he's going to fall all the way there, but I've seen it happen in multiple mocks where people are just kind of pushing him down. Injury. I mean, I thought Lamar had went too. I don't know what happened. That was weird because I could have swore Lamar went unless it was changed pick at the last time. I mean, I don't know. There goes Kenny Walker. So Anthony Richardson, all the rookie QBs come off the board except for Levis. He's still there along with Trey Lance. Tua, obviously, we're not 100% sure what's going to be going on with Tua. They said that he's going to be the QB. They said they want to give him the long-term contract. I mean, what if he does get knocked out again? I mean, for one more time, that would have been all right. So Kenny Walker and Garrett Wilson. So no QBs yet, but stocking up some young wide receivers and running back there. Not too bad. Said it's the first super flex draft, so obviously he's got to make some adjustments. There goes St. Brown. There goes JT. And now, I mean, you guys know me by now. I don't love taking any running backs, even though TN wouldn't be a bad option here just because of how young he is. But I mean, we've got Pitts here in the third round. You almost like forced to take. I mean, I mean, for me, I guess next on the board is the Ave London and Jackson Smith and Jigba. I don't know if I could honestly let Kyle Pitts go past this. I know he won't come back to me. I know people don't have big hopes for him, but let's go Kyle Pitts. Wanted to go Jackson Smith and Jigba. Honestly, I was about to. Honestly, could have, especially at that landing spot. But let's go with Pitts. It's all right. There goes Devonta Smith. Yeah, if I could take it back, I'd go JSN. You'd go JSN if I could take it back. But I mean, Kyle Pitts. I mean, this dude was worth like 3, 4 first round picks. I mean, you couldn't get him for anything before the season started. Obviously, had the down year, got hurt. JT went really late. He went at 3-3. I mean, it's not that late actually. Typically, it's kind of this is around the range he's going to go. Some people like to take him higher, over CMC, Kenny Walker, but you can any way you want to slice it at those guys, you can kind of line it up any way that you want. I mean, no, what do you guys have? Who do you have as like 3, 4 running backs in Dynasty? I mean, for me, it's Bijan, Brees, JT, and Kenny Walker. Like those are my four. I think I've got ETN at 5. Um, that's kind of the order that I have. But then CMC just getting obviously a little bit up there in age. Devonta Smith, Chris Olave. See what Eternal does here. He's got Fields and AJ Brown. So Herbert, Kyler Murray, and then Olave. I mean, love it. Shit going on there. T. Higgins, Devonta Smith to go along with Jalen Hurts. Like that as well. Mahomes, Richardson, St. Brown. Bill Lawrence, CMC, and Cheetah. Okay, going with a little bit of older crew with the young QB. Chase, Lamar, and Jacobs. Bijan, Brees, and what's happening here? We going QB? We going QB? Is he going wide receiver? Jacobs. And then Tua. Okay, so winds up going with Tua. I mean, that's thick value for Tua there. 310. I think JSN's going to make it back to me with all these guys left on the board, which kind of sucks. Should have took him there. I really should have. Kelsey's still up there. I mean, yeah, he's old, but I mean, how many more years is he going to keep doing it? I mean, he's already slow as shit, but it doesn't seem to matter. Doesn't seem to matter. All right, Saquon comes off the board next. So CD, Waddle, and Saquon. See what Diaz does here. He's got Watson and Dak. I still went Dak, I guess, over like a Kyler Murray. Lamar, I don't know what glitched out over there, but I could have swore Lamar was picked up here. He thought as well. Oh wow. So he goes Watson, Dak, Trey Lance, and Will Levis. He just goes straight value. Because if Trey Lance and Will Levis actually turn into something, I mean, these are obviously are crazy valuable in Superflex. So he could wind up pretty much getting almost whatever he wants with those guys. So that's a good money. And sometimes you just got to go best player available or best value available. And it looks like that's what he did there. see if I can. Let's see, y'all can see. Uh, see, see this. There goes Kelsey. There goes J. Of course, Mook took JSN. He loves doing that. Loves All right, so there goes DK, there goes ETN, there goes Stevenson. Okay, so that leaves me on the board. Okay, Drake London would be my next guy that would come off the board. So we're gonna be going with Drake London. We still got Gibbs up there. Najee Gibbs wouldn't be a bad pick either, but let's go with Drake London. Let's start getting some more. I got Kyle Pitts too. I didn't even realize now I got two Atlanta Falcons that don't have a QB, don't throw the football that much. But London was targeted very heavily by Ritter. I'll take it for now. Hopefully they can get a QB. I mean, they spent two top 10 picks on in London. You think they would want to make it a priority to get a QB sooner or later. I mean, don't forget these guys are incredibly young too. Like we've got plenty of time. I mean, Drake London is 21 years old, right? Kyle Pitts is 22 years old. I mean, we've still got a lot of prime years left to go for these guys. So, if you can get them now, especially for a discount where people are kind of putting them down, obviously because of the bad seasons. And Drake London didn't even have a horrible season. We have 800 yards, yeah, almost 900 yards, 72 catches. Um, Second in the NFL in target rate, fifth in target share. I mean, the guy was a straight hog. With demanding targets. They just didn't throw the ball that much. So obviously that hurt. It goes Hawk. So Andrews goes, Hawk goes, Pup goes. Um, What are we gonna do here? I mean, we need wide receivers. I should have went JSN there. The other part of it is when you do have a tight end, especially a guy like Kyle Pitts with all that potential. I mean, be Kelsey and people for years if that winds up working out the way that we think it's going to work out or hope that it works out. It doesn't even have to be Kelsey numbers. Obviously, those numbers are insane. But even if it's 1,000 yard seasons where he's just a tight end one, I mean, gives you an advantage. Other than the QBs, the tight ends are extremely thin. So if you can get an advantage, at tight end, and I love some TJ Hawkinson, especially now. People are still not valuing him as high as they should. Like his cost is still not like his cost is not like a top five tight end or top three tight end. Cost to get him is relatively cheap. We can go Watson, which I'm probably not going to go. I don't love me some Watson. Addison went to the where did Addison go? Went to the Ravens, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so Addison goes to the Ravens. Debo, we're not messing with Debo. Debo is a sell. I'm gonna do a buy or sell on him. I mean, he's got one good season. We're not falling for Debo there. Addison, we got JMO. Jerry Judy actually is my next guy board. So yeah, let's go Judy. Let's go Judy. The argument for Watson, you could make the argument for Jameson Williams. But I think what Judy did last year on that shitty offense, where Russell Wilson looked just shit. And Judy still finished as, a wide receiver two on that garbage offense. I mean, 6 touchdowns, 972 yards. He missed a game or two as well. Yeah, he missed 2 games as well. So I mean, next year he's a guy that very sleepily can climb up the ranks. I mean, it can't get any worse than what it was. Is the way that I look at Jerry Judy at least. So it can only kind of go up here, especially with Sean Payton there now. I mean, they're going to be finding a way to get the playmakers the ball. So I expect Judy to have a really good season. Plus DJ Moore, and I think Anthony Richardson went to the Panthers in this particular mock draft that we were going off of. Don't love for him, but at least Sam Darnold is like QB for this year at least. Let DJ Moore do a little something. Goes Vontae. They're saying he could be ready for the start of the season. I don't know how true that is. I mean, he didn't have the Brees Hall just like the clean tear. He had the J.K. Dobbins like for the I think the LCL and the ACL. Like it was more than just the ACL. So goes Danny Jones. Wow. So Danny Jones goes after Pickett and Carr. Not a huge Carr fan. I mean, guys, I put I put something out today, and I asked, basically I was saying that Derek Carr is not that much of an upgrade from Jameis Winston. And Carr's never had a top 12 season. And he had the best weapons he ever had last year and did not produce. He's a top Oh god. He's cracked the top 13 once. He actually did crack the top 12 one year. So he was take QB 12 once. He's been anywhere from QB 12 to like 20 since then. That's just who he is. I mean, this is after so many seasons. I mean, unless he has the Geno Smith fucking uh, he has the Geno Smith miracle going on. I don't know. Watson's better than Judy though. Yeah, I don't like Watson. I am not a Watson guy. I wasn't a Watson guy coming into last year before he even was on the Packers. And I think without Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he's going to be well. I don't think he's going to be that good. So yeah, I don't love Watson. Shadrack, not at all. See, without like Aaron Rodgers, and I don't know, man. I don't know. With Rodgers, I like him because he'll get he's getting crazy touchdowns. But without Watson, I mean, he's got to keep up that touchdown rate somehow. I think we talked about it, but Love is closer to Rodgers than Russ. Yeah, I don't know, man. Russ is tough. Russ is tough. I'm not putting my chips in the bag for Russ. I'm not taking him in redraft. Um, I'm not taking him in dynasty. I'm not. I'm just staying away from it. I mean, he very well could be a lot better, especially with Sean Payton. I mean, Drew Brees wasn't able to really roll the ball downfield like he used to, and Sean Payton just game planned around that. I mean, hyper targeted Michael Thomas, hyper targeted Kamara. So you can only think that that kind of coach, a Hall of Fame coach, is going to try and get the ball in his playmakers' hands. So that makes me like Judy even more. That Sean Payton is there. Otherwise, if he wasn't, I probably wouldn't be as high. But he's still a sneaky guy that I like. Jerry Judy. Okay, so we've got Danny Jones. Derrick Henry finally comes off. Jared Goff, Mac Jones, Kirk Cousins. Looks like Diaz is just taking a bunch of QBs. I guess he'd just trade people. Look, QBs are valuable. People are going to want QBs, but especially like that first season that you're playing with people might not value that second QB as much for the super flex. until a few years later once they start realizing it. So I wouldn't recommend to go, a bunch of QBs like that because you could find yourself screwed for the first couple years. All right, so we've got Eno still up there. Could take could take Geno. We got Pittman, we got Addison, Burks. Take mess with any of these guys. Uh, let's go with Pittman. I don't even love it. And I think I could get Hollywood on the way back. Go on Burks. Probably take Trey Johnston. Um, could go Quentin Johnson. Actually, I think Bryce Young went to. I think Bryce Young and Quentin Johnson are on the Texans in this one. Yeah, I'll take Quentin if he winds up making it back to me. DJ Stroud went to the Colts, so yeah, I don't mind that for Pittman. I'll take Pittman with Stroud. There goes JMO. JMO's another tough one, and I try and pick different guys when I do these mocks. I mean, I can't just pick my guys, the guys that I love every single time. I mean, that doesn't make it as fun. But just trying out different things, different strategies. That's why I took Kyle Pitts up there. I don't know. I was like, fuck it, let me get the tight end. Oh, there goes Quentin Johnson. Fucker. He's probably watching, so he sniped me. Thanks, Delano. Uh, one like Bateman. Yeah. Yeah, Russ is just tough. I mean, he's got the contract, but I just don't love it. There goes Tony Pollard at the 6'12". I don't really love that pick at all either. But you only got Derek Carr. He's gonna need another QB. See what comes up. Oh, there goes Burks. All right, that's fine. We still got Addison. There goes Hollywood. So Quentin Johnson, JMO, Hollywood, and Burks. All the guys I was looking at as well went. Got a decently young team. I don't really want to go Godwin. I think I probably just have to go Addison here. We're going Ayuk. Probably go Ayuk. Um, let's see what lasts to us. Let's just go Ayuk. Fuck it. Let's go Ayuk. Now, last season I said my one of my hot takes before the season was Ayuk was going to have a better fantasy season than Debo. That did come true, but Debo was hurt, so I can't really take obviously full credit for it. But I really did like Ayuk coming into last season. Though. Marty, what's good, Marty? Thanks for tuning in, brother. There goes Damian Pierce. Okay, see what comes off in these next ones here. Yeah, that's all. That's the one problem I guess with taking all these QBs. Like, yeah, people are gonna have to trade you, and um, you're gonna get good value. But at the same time, like, are people gonna hold that against you? Like, hey, you got all these QBs, you got to come off. Like, I don't have to come off this, receiver or running back. You got to come off the QB. And then, like I said, if you're playing with people that have not really played Dynasty before, especially Superflex, and they don't value that second QB, you could be screwed for at least those first few years. Because it's not till after those first few years that people start to realize, like, oh shit, you need to give me a damn QB2. Because what they got working isn't going on. Who knows how long Stafford's going to last? I mean, even Derek Carr. Derek Carr got the deal, but it's all like front loaded. They could drop his ass, after one or two seasons. I mean, he just got the other deal with the Raiders, and they already fucking got rid of his ass. So, thing with Daniel Jones is that their contract is kind of front loaded, where they're protecting themselves. Where if they don't like what they're seeing within the next 1-2 years, they can get out, and it doesn't cost them as much. Jordan Addison, Joe Mixon, Dotson, and then Godwin finally comes off. Sooner or later, somebody's gotta take him. Who knows if Kyle Trask is going to be the damn QB or not? It seems like he's going to be the QB going in, very quietly. But Godwin, I mean, 27, good target hog. Obviously came off the injury last year, but still looked good. Still finished as a fucking wide receiver too. I mean, and then if you look 15, 14, he never really played a full, well, hasn't played a full season in a while anyway. But without Brady, it's just tough to bank on anybody in that Bucks team. Well, I'm only taking Godwin as like a last option if I really, really need some. There goes Gino. No, I was contemplating on taking as my third QB here. See what happens on the comeback. I mean, Boute's still out there again. He didn't really look great at the combine. We got Downs down here, and I think Downs went. Let's see where Downs went. I can't remember. But yeah, Addison went to the Ravens. That's right. Um, He goes, yeah. Downs goes to the Cowboys. So let's see if he winds up making it back. I mean, going RB yet. Again, if you're drafting now, before this actual season starts, before free agency, before the draft, just punt running back. If you're not getting one of those top workhorse guys, just punt the running back. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with Dalvin Cook. We don't know what's going to happen with JK if they're going to sign somebody or draft somebody. We don't know what's happening with Alvin Kamara, of course, obviously. Rashard White, I mean, people got his stock up all because Lenny was dropped. But don't fall into the hype because they're going to replace him. They're not just going to leave Rashard White there. He's not a three down workhorse. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you now, Rashard White is not going to be a three down workhorse. They're going to wind up bringing somebody else in. Secondly, there's no Tom Brady. I mean, a lot of Rashard White last season, he had a bunch of catches. I mean, 50 receptions. Now you don't have Tom Brady in there throwing all these short dump off passes. You've got a shittier offense than they already were last year because they were shitty. On top of that, you probably got Kyle Trask at QB. I mean, I don't know. So just be careful with Rashard White. If you can sell him with the hype, just get off of him. If you can get a late first, absolutely. But I'll take an early second, easy, and just come off. Just save me from that. I don't need. You don't need to be worrying about whether they're going to draft somebody or not. Like that's why I don't like running backs. Like I'd rather just pay for running backs once the season starts or during the season. Once I know where everything is at, once I know who's injured or who's not. I mean, there's just too many injuries. There's too many question marks. I'm not gonna spend. I'm not gonna put value into something that is a question mark, especially at running back. All right, so what are we gonna do here? We've already got Pitts. We don't got to worry about that. We could go Stafford. Looks like he's the last actual starting damn QB that's up here. There's a possibility. I mean, even Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker could find himself to be a starter one day. I mean, obviously he's injured, so he's got to fix that up. But Christian Kirk, not a huge fan. Okay, I think we got to go down. So he's on the. We have to, especially if in this mock he goes to the Cowboys. So we've got to go down. Mixon, I don't know what the hell's going on. Mixon with the whole shooting thing. A 13-year-old kid or something like that got shot. Shots came from Mixon's house. I don't know. If anybody knows the story, fill me in, let me know, because that's all I heard of it. I didn't really look into it. I just glanced at it today. But there goes Dobbins. See what comes back here. What comes back here to us. So I think we filled out our wide receivers and flexes. Yeah. I mean, but guys, always go best player available. Do not just, you know, or draft players because need. Like, okay, I need to fill out my running back. I don't need to fill out my running back spots right now. We're not starting a lineup tomorrow. We don't have a game coming up. We've got plenty of time, before the season starts to fix, that position or any position that you decide to go off. The running back, I feel like, is the easiest. It's for me to just punt and then figure that shit out during the season, unless you're playing in like a start eight, or start nine, where it's only like two RBs, two wide receivers, and one flex. If you're in some of those shallower leagues, running backs are a lot more important in those leagues. But especially now that we're drafting, right? We're building our team. We're building our starting team. This is a team you're going to have for, you know, a long period of time. So this is the one chance that you get to shape your team up, get as much value as you can so that you can, keep switching guys out throughout the years and keeping competitive every single year. That's the one issue with going old, right away. If you've got, Cooper Cup, you've got Diggs, you've got Cheetah on your team, you've got some of these older guys, they're all gonna expire at the same time. So that means how are you gonna replenish that? How are you gonna restock, your team with talented players? Because what are you gonna get for, Cooper Cup in another 2 years? Right? Who's giving you anything? I mean, even now, can you trade Stefan Diggs for Garrett Wilson? I bet you right now, if you've got Stefan Diggs, go send it. Stefan Diggs for Garrett Wilson straight up. I guarantee you, you will not get Garrett Wilson. So it just goes to show you, and Diggs is only, what, 28? About to be, what, 29, I think? 29 now. So, he's got a year or two left, maybe, of elite production. I mean, guys, eventually that production stops. That production is going to slow down. That's just natural. So you've always got to be careful, especially with the older players. It's always better to get off a year early than a year late because even now it's too late. Garrett Wilson broke out. Could you have gotten the 103, 104 of the rookie draft last year for Stephon Diggs? Yeah. Did you get it this year? No. No. That just goes to show what 1 year could do. Amari Cooper. All right, what are we even gonna do at this next pick? I've got a bunch of pretty much young guys can't even produce. So I could start like this is a time where I could start to go a little bit older. Do I go after, Hopkins? You go after a Hopkins and hold on to him. I mean, I'm not gonna do that. I just don't like to play that way. But yeah, we might have to go Stafford, lock up the QB. I mean, I'm not loving everybody else who's on the board here. Boutte, Hyatt, Gabe Davis. I mean, Zay Flowers got picked really high to the Patriots, which I don't even love that. I think we gotta go Stafford. I mean, I got the young QB and Bryce Young. We got Joe Burrow, but let's back it up with Stafford. Like to have those three QBs. If you got three QBs, it puts you in a good position. There goes Michael Mayer finally coming off the board at the 9-6. Miles Sanders. We don't know where Miles Sanders is going to end up. Uh, I don't think there's even any news that no, there's not even any latest news on him. Only thing we know is that he's not getting re-signed. They're not going to pay, Miles Sanders. They can just find somebody else for that. They just didn't even involve him enough. Like he could have been awesome if they actually, passed him the football as well on top of just handing it off to him, or even handed it off to him more. I mean, yeah, I don't think he got as much work as he probably should have. And I mean, early in his career, he was catching the football. Yeah, I mean, 50 catches, and then all of a sudden, after that rookie year, they were like, "Yeah, you know what? We don't need you to catch the football anymore." That's hurt him ever since. I mean, shit, 1269 last year, 11 touchdowns, coming off a zero touchdown season. but they didn't even give him the ball. Like, they didn't even give him the ball at the goal line last year. In the red zone, like, they barely used him last year. So I didn't think that this year they were gonna change that. I was just off of Miles Sanders. I was wrong, for this particular year, because now he's going back to, nothing again. Again, that's why I just hate these damn RBs. You just never know. It's just a yearly thing almost with RBs. Joku, I love me some Joku, former first round pick. Guy is a crazy athletic specimen at tight end position. I mean, with Watson, into this second year where Watson will have kind of a full off season. He's not going to have all that shit hanging over his head. I think that's the biggest thing, just mentally with Deshaun Watson. So last year, let's see, played 14 games, finished what tight end 10. I mean, 80 targets. Wasn't the greatest season, but when he played, like he was good. He was good. He always gave you a nice floor. His receptions here: 3, 9, 5, 6, 3, 7. So always giving you like 3 receptions or so per take. I like Joku, and where you can get him, like you can get him crazy late, especially like if it's tight end premium. Joku uh, has been going really late. Even Fryermuth, which is kind of crazy. Like Fryermuth is going late. Fryermuth is a guy that people are low on, but look at this. 60 catches his first 2 seasons, 60 catches each. I think he's the first then to ever do that. The first 2 years, 60 plus catches. Finished tight end 8 last year. I mean, 98 targets, only 2 touchdowns. That's going to get better. I mean, 7 touchdowns for Big Ben the year before. So, I mean, Pickett's got to, if I'm not a Pickett fan, what is happening here? Why is this tweaking out? Uh, whoa. All right. What just happened? All right. So after Joku goes, we got Cook, Aaron Jones, Hyatt, A Chain, Tony, Akers, and Boutte. And guys, I'll have the rookie stuff coming out post combine. I had like my top 5 RBs and wide receivers come out. But now that the combine just happened, I'm gonna do a full combine RBs and wide receivers. I'm gonna go through just the whole tier list, so show you all guys that I'll be doing this weekend. So I'll probably post that first thing next week. All the wide receivers and RBs, so 2 separate videos for that. I think I got some high sells coming out too. So I think busy week next week as far as some content that I'm going to try and get out. It's just been a little bit difficult now, just with personal shit that I'm trying to take care of this month, next month. So it's been a little bit rough. I haven't been able to get out as much content as I'd like. But yeah, just make sure you guys following us on Instagram. I usually post a lot there. Um, I'll just talk some nonsense on there, like I did this morning. Uh, but yeah, I didn't think Carr was that much of a bigger upgrade over Jameis. Schultz, and we don't know where Schultz is going. He's not going to the. He's not staying with Dallas. So especially in Dynasty, let's get off of Schultz. Do not take the chance on Schultz. If you got him right now, you're probably screwed. Nobody's going to want him. Not this crazy athletic tight end that can go anywhere and be successful. I think that was just part of the Cowboys and their offense. I think they can plug in anybody they want there, and they know that. That's why they didn't re-sign Schultz, or they're not going to re-sign Schultz at least. Gabe Davis, big Gabe Davis hater. For me, they definitely need another damn playmaker over there. Buffalo. Wound up with 836 yards, 7 touchdowns. I mean, 93 targets. Wasn't what everybody expected. I knew he wasn't going to be. Just very up and down. Very up and down. He's that hit or miss. Oh, fuck. I auto picked. So we auto picked Hendon Hooker because I wasn't paying attention. That sucks, but that's all right. Actually, don't mind it. Actually, get the nice little young QB. Let's see who's left up here. There's still some older wide receivers up here. I mean, Juju is what Juju is at this point, guys. I think we know what Juju is now. I mean, I knew beforehand, but I didn't think he was going to go crazy. Chiefs. I don't know if they re-signed him. I know they were talking about possibly re-signing him, but I don't see why. I mean, they could literally just plug in anybody there. Christian Moore is interesting if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Jets. Interesting. Jones, Wandell Robinson is a nice little sleeper. I like him. More possibly. Goes Dalvin. What do we do? What do we do? Brian Robinson. I don't love taking like any of these damn running backs. I probably just take some of these rookies instead. Uh, where did Edmonds went to the most something in this? On. It'll be a Hutchinson to the Chiefs, McIntosh to the Eagles, Parker Washington. There you go, Charbonnet to the Bengals. Somebody take Charbonnet already. Did I not see this? Yeah, Charbonnet went already, of course. Oh, gets sniped on Wandell. Evan Ingram gets the franchise tag, so he's there. Vince, Bigsby. I don't think any of these guys got picked real quick. Okay, to the Ravens. Let's just go. Let's go. Love this pick. I'm running out of time. Let's just stash Elijah Moore at this point. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers goes there. We've got QBs. We've got enough wide receivers already. So now we're just kind of stacking on. We're just kind of looking for upside, um, looking for value that can increase before the season or during the season. A couple more picks left. I think we'll probably just fill out some running backs for the heck of it. We'll wait till the last 2 rounds for that and just take whoever's left. I am in a current draft right now, actually, and I'll pull that up after this. I'll show you all what's going on with that. But we'll finish this up. We'll go through all the teams quickly, and then I'll show y'all my other draft. I'm in an actual live draft right now. It's a slow draft. It is a real league, a real money dynasty league. It's IDP as well, so a little bit different than what I'm typically used to. I do play in one current IDP dynasty league, but it's only like start one, defensive line, linebacker, DB, and then like flex. In this other particular one, there's multiple defensive guys. So there's like 9 defensive starters, and then start 10 on offense, which is the normal. Um, well, you're just starting just a ton of players. There goes Brock Purdy. Again, we don't know what's going to happen with Purdy. I'm guessing that, and I've been on the Trey Lance hype train that Trey Lance is still going to be the starter next year, and looks like with the surgery and everything that is going to come into fruition. I don't know. We'll see what happens when Purdy gets back, but I think he was that great. I mean, he did enough. Like he looked awesome for what he needed to do. Um, the team where they were supposed to go. But I'm just like, damn, like if Purdy's doing that, like imagine what Trey Lance could do. I mean, Jacoby Myers, Mooney, then Dolchich. I'm a little worried for Dolchich. I don't know. what the Broncos are going to think. I mean, Albert O was a big thing coming into the year. Now we've got new coaching staff, right? So it's not the same coaching staff now. So I'm not I'm not so up on Dolchich um, right now. A little bit of a question mark that I don't know. Jay Dillon, Tyler Lockett, Brian Robertson, there goes Bigsby. Interesting with the running backs, especially at the combine. Didn't get the chance to watch the running backs live. I watched the wide receivers and the QBs live. I got to watch that all day, Saturday, Sunday. Did not get a chance to watch those running backs. Had to watch that after. Trey Lance lost to the Bears. I know, but it also was the fucking monsoon. Um, can't really expect anything out of that game. So I'm not that worried about it. But Trey Lance is he's a guy that has like sneaky, crazy, like top five upside with the legs, with that team. I mean, we just saw what Purdy did. Not gonna, insert a la Trey Lance, and all that rushing ability, and extending, extra plays and shit. He's got potential there. He's got a ton of potential. I think that's just the biggest thing. The biggest thing with Trey Lance is the potential. And the fact that they spent up. They spent like three first to go get the guy. I mean, so I think they've got to at least do their due diligence, let him play, see what they got in him. I think everything happens for a reason. Purdy wound up getting hurt, and it gives Trey Lance that shot now. It just sucks that Trey Lance got hurt in the first place. But they can't be running fucking up the gut with Trey Lance. I mean, Trey Lance is what? I mean, 224. He's not like a crazy small guy, but he is still kind of small. I mean, they ran him like right up the middle, in between the tackles. Of course, he fucking broke his shit. Of course, he did, which was just bad. Um, but I mean, look, even that first game, I mean, 13 rushing attempts. Again, it was that fucking monsoon. Obviously, not great passing. I don't think anybody was doing good passing. But for a monsoon game, I mean, shit, 164 and 54. But yeah, I think against Seattle, we were wanting to see what was going to happen that game, and obviously the rest of the season. So it just kind of sucked that he got hurt like that. But that's what happens with these, rushing QBs. The injuries. It's a real thing. Justin Fields, the Jalen Hurts. The rushing upside is awesome, but at the same time, these guys fucking get hurt way too much. They can't play the full season. So if you had Jalen Hurts last year, and going into the playoffs, you kind of got screwed. There goes Tillman, Juju, Juju last. Still, what do we got? Like two more, got four more picks. So, I love going with the upside and Sky Moore. Let's see what happens there, and let's go. Some of these guys you might have to go down. I mean, this is all. Yeah, let's go Xavier Hutchinson. He went to the Chiefs in this one too. So I think we'll go Hutchinson next probably. Again, we're just taking, at this point in the draft, these guys are not going to be guys that are going to be starting on the team. There's still a ton of running backs. We'll wait to the last two rounds and just take whoever's left at that point. But we want to just get upside. This is how I typically like to draft my teams, get my QBs. If you can get a top tight end, that's great. If you can't get Pitts, I'm usually waiting. You get TJ Hawkins later. Oop, TJ Hawk in the later rounds, like I'm okay with that. But if you can't get Pitts, I'm typically waiting. TJ Hawk, Goddard, Firemouth, and Joku are the guys that I kind of look at. I'm not really looking at much else, so I'll wait until Firemouth and Joku are going, and then I'll take them in that range because I'm okay with doing that. and then building with the wide receivers because again they're going to last the longest. Uh, they're not going to burn out quick like these damn RBs do, or get hurt like these RBs do. Obviously, they can still get hurt, but locked up another two QBs, so we're good like on QB. So even if Bryce Young, doesn't work out, I'm okay with Stafford for at least here. Bryce Young, I think, will be fine. So it just puts me in good position. Zach Evans goes there. Let's see what we end up finishing up with. What fucking 30-second, 30-second timer. Let's see. Okay, that wasn't us. That was in that lag. Okay. Error for Dak. Maybe what's the 106 worth if you're trading away in draft picks? 106 is worth a guy like Hollywood, Judy. Yeah, it depends on the format. If we're going one QB, or super flex. So super flex, I'd probably rather have the 106 because that will give you Gibbs or JSN most likely. 106 with JSN, yeah. If that gives you JSN, like I'd rather have JSN at that point. There's not much the receivers here with like really good upside. I'm gonna take Hutchinson just because he went to the Chiefs in this particular mock, so we're gonna go with Hutchinson. Again, guys, just kind of getting some guys that can possibly increase in value at this point in the draft. Maybe Watson or Javante for the 106. Uh, yeah, I'll take the 106 over Watson. Me, Javante is say it's tough. If you can guarantee me JSN is there, I'll take JSN. Otherwise, give me Javante. Need a QB, of course. JSN to the Chargers is that's just a sick spot, and hopefully that happens. I mean, I've seen it in a few mocks. It's the perfect landing spot. I mean, they're losing Keenan Allen. They need another wide receiver. They need another, route runner, a guy that Herbert can kind of just count on there. He can go over the top to Mike Williams still, but get him that guy that he can just get the ball to. Um, JSN, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the quickest what was it, three cone or whatever it was, quickest three cone like ever recorded, I think, for a wide receiver. Somebody has to check me on that, but I think I read that today. But yeah, he looked awesome in the combine. Really solidified himself as a wide receiver one, like not even close. He just looked so much better than everyone else. About running, catching the football. I mean, the hands are just soft. It just goes right in. Oh man. But yeah, JSN. I'm excited about JSN. I mean, you got JSN, and then Quentin Johnson's got a really high ceiling. After those two wide receivers, I'm not in love with any of the other wide receivers. The running backs, it's rough. Like after the first, three guys, after Bijan and Gibbs and Charbonnet, like it's just a big drop off after that. You know? Just a big drop off after that. And let me know what you guys think. You like some of these RBs? What do you think about the RBs and the wide receivers coming in? Some of these rookies. Honestly, I think only two of the wide receivers can possibly become wide receiver ones. And I think only three of the running backs can possibly become, RB1, which is one more than last year, I guess. It was only Brees and Kenny Walker. But you've got a lot of RBs that are going to be in that kind of mid range where they could be, high to mid RB2s if they can wind up getting the workload. But that's the problem: is are they going to get the workload, especially nowadays, in this age where they're kind of devaluing that damn running back position, and they're just, everybody's getting two QBs. I mean, two QBs, two running backs, and just mixing it up. You're getting a pass catcher and you're getting a guy that can run. on first and second down. So Roshan Johnson, Roshan moved up my boards. I think I have him at like RB7, like that. But sat behind Bijan. Oh, they don't got anything on it. But yeah, sat behind Bijan, so he really wasn't noticed. But I mean, he's a pretty big. Do they have at least his weight on here? Yeah, 6'2", 223. I mean, big dude. And he can play, so he can definitely find himself some playing time. There goes Mechie, there goes Likely, and I guess we'll take RBs here just for the fudge of it. Like I know Izzy is a guy, Chris Brown, Gainwell. We don't know what's gonna happen there. Just take Gibby. I don't love Gibby. Like Gibby with Brian Robinson, I think he's still gonna get a ton of work. And he's a guy that you can get really, really late that's going to average, 10, 11, 12 points per game for you, depending, PPR or not. I think last year, what was it last year? Up to, seriously, see what we did. 8 points a game. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, I mean, 11 points a game, PPR, same as Monty, who everybody drafted way higher. JK, AJ Dillon, CEH, Algier. I mean, it was decently solid. Just gives you a solid floor. And then, like, I don't mind, like, Elijah Mitchell is going to be backing up CMC. Like, I love me some Elijah Mitchell. CMC could get hurt, obviously. And Elijah Mitchell was getting some work, especially when he was healthy. I mean, let's look at the 18, 9, 7. I think then he didn't play after that for a while. And then another, only 5 rushing attempts there in week 18. But if he can get himself 10 to 12 rushing attempts, which I think is definitely in the realm of possibility, um, decent, and especially if CMC gets hurt. I mean, shit. Right. I like Izzy. He didn't wind up doing anything at the uh, draft. Where did McIntosh go? Fuck yeah, let's go Chase Brown. Well, Eli went right before I was going to pick anyway, so that kind of knocks that out. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Jamal Williams, Isaiah Hodgins, who wound up getting the contract. I mean, what do you get? 2, 3 years? I don't think they paid him much, but sign expense and pending excessive price being secret and undisclosed deal. We don't know what the fuck. We don't know what this was. But wound up playing good last year. Towards the end of the season, there they got no damn wide receivers. So especially once Wandell went down. Homer, Cooks, Gainwell. Gainwell's a nice little sneaky pick there. They're gonna wind up getting somebody, but Gainwell's another one where like don't fall into the crazy hype. Don't go out and spend a ton on him. That will uh, that will wrap it up for this. We'll go over these teams quick, and then I'll show y'all my draft in the other league. The real draft that I'm doing. What everybody else got to say up here, and then we'll be all set there. All right, let's check out some of these teams here. This guy first time he was actually doing super flex. So only got Carr and Howell, Trask, which is just is not good. First three picks were good. I mean, JJ, Kenny Walker, Garrett Wilson. You can try and build around those guys, but we got no QBs to build around. You've got to pray Howell gets the starting job. You got to pray Trask gets the starting job and keeps the job at that. Tony Pollard, Ridley. Checo, another guy that could be replaceable. Kamara. I mean, we don't even know if this guy's going to play again. Alvin Cook, we don't know if he's going to be on the Vikings or not. So, a couple of things that we got to worry about. I love the first couple picks though. Mahomes, Anthony Richardson, St. Brown, Cup, Gibbs, Johnston, Burks, Kirk, Cooper, Evans. You got like a little bit of mixture here with the young and the old. Don't mind that at all. I think where you took Cup was not a bad spot. I mean, I don't love taking a guy like Cup, but compared to the guys that were left on the board, production wise, of course, yeah, I think you had to go Cup there. Connor and Spears wound up going down here. I like that. I like that, you went the wide receiver heavy, going after the value there. Josh Allen, CJ Stroud, JT, Andrews, Harris, JMO, Hollywood, JK, Mike Williams, Bateman, Wandell. Yeah, I love the Wandell pick there. Even the Bateman pick that late. You got as well. You got Andrews going on. This is a good team. It's a nice team. It is a nice team. Little bit lacking at wide receiver as far as hitters. Like we know Marquise Brown should be at the least a wide receiver too. When D Hop wasn't there, he was like wide receiver 7 before he got injured. But we don't have one of those like hitters unless JMO turns into that there. We'll skip over mine for now. Jalen Hurts, Kenny Pickett, and Purdy. We go here at QB. Higgins, Devonta Smith, Stevens. I don't like Stevens pick there. Go Dirt, Damon Pierce, Claypool, Sanders. Again, we don't know what's going to happen with Sanders, Sutton, Purdy, Pierce, Zay Jones, likely. Not bad at all. Not bad. I love the first 3 picks. After that, shall see. But you got those core players at least. You got core players that you can build around. The Herbert Murray stack is crazy. Olave, ETN. I mean, the first 4 picks here are awesome. DJ Moore, Swift, Addison, Gabe Davis. I don't love Juju. I mean, Olave, Olave and Moore, a little bit iffy there, but I like it. I like it, man. Justin Fields, Jordan Love, and Desmond Ritter. It's tough. We don't know what's happening with Love. I mean, is he going to get the starting job? Is he going to be any good? Is he going to keep the starting job? Is he going to get a new contract? I mean, what happens if Aaron Rodgers stays? Jordan Love asks for a trade. He goes to another team, and it just doesn't work out. Desmond Ritter, maybe he starts this year, but then they get a QB for next year. Then you're stuck with just Justin Fields. You've got nobody else. I like the Javante pick there. Not bad. Mixon, yeah, I don't love the Mixon and White picks, or the Schultz. Mixon, White, and Schultz. I don't like those picks. Again, we don't know what's happening with Mixon. We don't know what's going to happen with White. We definitely don't know what's happening with Schultz. Trevor Lawrence and Daniel Jones, not bad. Kelsey Hill, CMC, Pickens, Dotson, Algier, Zay Flowers, Boutte. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad. I mean, you could have a bunch of wide receiver 2s here. It's not too bad. Chase, Lamar, Jacobs, Adams, Henry, Chubb, Godwin, Firewood, Hopkins, Akers. Another one, not too bad. No second QB, so this team is horrible with no second QB. But Chase and Lamar were good first 2 picks. After that, no guys. Jacobs. I mean, don't take Jacobs at his ceiling. Like he's being drafted at his ceiling. He's being valued at his ceiling. Is he really going to go for 2,000 yards again? Highly doubt he goes for 2,000 yards. I could be wrong, of course, but I want to get out now while people are perceiving his value, crazy high. on Brees Hall, Tua, JSN, which was an awesome pick. Jared Goff, Christian Watson, Charbonnet. I like it. Flo Joku, Tony Lockett. Bad. I like it. JSN and Watson is nice. I don't know what's happening after those two guys for a wide receiver. That might be a little bit something to look at. CeeDee Lamb and Jalen Waddle, also first two picks. Saquon and Eckler. We've got Mac Jones, Debo, Geno, Kittle. So we go with Mac Jones and Geno as the two QBs. I know Geno just got the deal, but again, it's those front heavy deals where they can jump off this dude after 1 year, 2 years. It's not going to cost them much to get rid of. So that is what I would worry about there. Love the two wide receivers. So Debo is another one I'm off of. I mean, he's got one top 10 season, one top 5 season. Other than that, he's in like the 30s. Deshaun Watson. This one is just all QBs at top. He just tried to get the value from him and was probably going to try and trade. Again, not the smartest idea. I mean, do you have the advantage or do you not? Like, are people going to hold that against you where it's like, hey, yeah, I'm not paying up for the QB because you got so many. Like, you got to get rid of them or else you're trash. So, I don't know. That's a tough one. But Terry, Deontay, Hyatt, Peoples Jones. I mean, yeah. So, not the greatest with all those QBs. I probably wouldn't have done that. But all right, let me show y'all what I got going on right now. Let's see real quick. It is not even. No, it's not close to my pick yet. But all right, so this is IDP guys. IDP guys start going to like the sixth, seventh round, or the seventh round. I think the first IDP guys went. So just so y'all can see what an IDP draft looks like, and so y'all can see how many we're actually starting. There is what, two D lines, two linebackers, two defensive backs, three flexes for the IDP. And then you got your normal like start 10 on offense, super flex. So I am in the corner here. Shit, I'm tired. My bad, y'all. In the 12 spot, third round reversal. So I had three at the top 25 picks. We went with Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson combo. Put that up with Jalen Waddle, which I was really happy to get. Went with the 102 and the 103. So that can be Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. And JSN, most likely. We'll see what happens coming up to the draft. That can change, or those picks can be traded. So we'll see what happens coming up. But then went with JMO and Hollywood right off the bat there. So solidified my QBs, solidified some wide receivers that I can build around, some young wide receivers. Went with the pick 111 here, our rookie pick. I think it's 110 or 111. And then started just pounding defense because I figured that, I mean, I have most of my guys on offense that I want to build around. Um, I can just kind of fill in from there. But if I have the guys I can build around and then stock up on some young elite defensive talent, I mean, the Jordan Brooks, Luvu, the Edwards. Hopefully, Edwards gets re-signed. The Quay Walkers, Bunga, and Sneed. Wound up locking two pretty young DBs up, and then wound up with another pick. I think it's the 202 or the 203, something like that. But that's currently where I'm at. So a little bit different in this one. We got the IDP. Let me know what y'all think about that and some of those picks and that and this particular team. But other than that, I mean, we're about to hop off out of here. We've got what we got coming up. We got tomorrow night. We'll be on 420 Fantasy Hustlers Network. We got our show there tomorrow. Nice Dynasty show we got going on. That network tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. And we've got, like I said, on the weekend, I'll be working on the post combine video. So I'll give you a tiers for the wide receivers and the tiers for the running backs for the rookies that are coming out. And maybe we'll do a tier list for the I want to anyway. For the rookies that were last year and the rookies that were this year. If we combine those together, what kind of, what does the tiers look like for that as well? So we'll have some fun. I'll have some fun with that. I'll work on that on this weekend, and then I'll put that out. I'll put that out next week. But other than that, guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate y'all, of course, as always. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. 420 Fantasy Hustlers Network. Make sure y'all there. But we out.